Yes, so good morning, Charity.
Morning.
How are you? How are you? I'm going
Um,
I'm going to make you I'm going to make you a host.
all right.
And it's stable.
Yeah, you make me a host and I see if I can share.
Even right now you can share, but I
Yeah,
also just
okay.
want to make you a host.
Yeah, okay. That
Good
one is
morning,
fine.
GLT.
Good morning, Professor Mercy.
Morning to you, Charity. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for signing in.
Welcome.
Good morning, District Governor.
Good morning. My voice is gone.
The parting was real.
It
Good
is
morning,
bad.
District Ndegwa Joyce.
Good morning. How is Uganda?
Uganda is stuffy.
Even Kenya, we are doing well.
Wow, great.
Yes.
A very good morning, fellow Lions. We will be starting shortly.
Good morning, our GLT coordinator.
Good morning, Lion Charity, our presenter of this morning. Fellow Lions, may I ask Lion Professor Mercy Mirembe-Ntangare to lead us in invocation in 1 minute?
Let's humble ourselves to pray. Good Lord, we thank you for this bright morning. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for all those who have already logged on, and for those who are also about to join us or plan to join us, quicken their footsteps. And for all that we shall hear and receive in this session, may you bless it and give us energy so that we continue to roar and serve humanity as per our call. Amen.
Amen. Thank
Amen.
you, Lion Professor Mercy Ntangare. Once again, a very good morning to you all, fellow Lions. I welcome you on behalf of the GLT team, and the governor is online, but I think where she is, She may not connect very well in Rubirizi, and I will let you know whether we'll be able to talk, but I will want us to continue. But I recognize her presence. Thank you very much, Governor. And I welcome you all to these trainings. You're always welcome for these Saturday morning trainings and all other trainings and sharing that we have as Lions. I welcome in a very special way. We have Lions who have logged on from even outside our district. I can see PCC Samson Indegwa.
Good morning.
Very good morning, PCC Samson Indegwa. He was my governor when I was president very many years ago. And we also have past Governor Joyce Indegwa. This morning, we have a presentation on effective mentorship in Lions clubs. A very important topic for us as Lions. And to take us through this morning is our district training and mentorship officer, Lion Charity Atwine. Briefly, Lion Charity Atwine is a member of Lions Club of Kampala Host since the year 2017. She's done so many things at the club: director, secretary, vice president, and president. She's been she's done so many other things at the district level, including being cabinet treasurer in the year 2020-2021. Having gone through the other areas, zone, region. She's a certified guiding lion, and right now she's a key member of our GLT team, responsible for training and mentorship. She's done a lot of the leadership development. She's a graduate of Emerging Lions Leadership Institute, Regional Lions Leadership Institute, Faculty Development Institute, and Advanced Lions Leadership Institute. She's taken very good advantage of the Lions online courses from the Lions Learning Center, and she's still counting, but so far she's done 31 online courses. That's a challenge for many of you, or many of us. Outside Lionism, she's a marketing professional and development and management consultant. Sometimes she likes to add that she's a mother and a grandmother. She's passionate about service. Fellow Lions, please welcome Lion Charity Atwine. Lion Charity, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our GLT coordinator, for the introduction and for your leadership of the GLT team. Greetings, everyone on call. I hope we are having a good morning. And I'm very thrilled and glad to be here to talk about a topic that is not new, but is actually new to most of us. But it is something that an area that all of us have gone through, all of us would wish to go through, and which we are going to look at today. But before we go further, I would like us to take a moment of silence to commit our fallen lion Charity Chomuhendo, who passed on. So let's take a moment of silence to remember her dedication and commit her soul to the Creator. May her soul rest in peace. Members, the topic we are going to look at, effective mentorship. In Lions Club, we have our session objectives. The first one being to learn the importance of mentorship, the objectives of Lions mentoring program, to get a clear understanding of the qualities of an effective mentor, and understand the benefits of mentorship. Now, for starters, what is mentorship? Mentorship is a relationship. Mentoring is a process. We are looking at where a member of a team, of an organization, of an association like our Lions Club, getting into a relationship with a more senior or experienced member of the club, or of the association, of the organization, of the company, with a view of gaining. Somebody who is a mentor is an experienced person, and the mentee is me, is you, who is going to get that guidance, who is going to get that training, who is going to get the coaching, a sense of direction, with the name of achieving a goal and all success in whichever area. It could be career, it could be leadership, it could be service. It depends on the area where you want to get mentored. Now, that is the relationship between me and you as my mentor or as my mentee. All a process. How do we go about it? And this is what we're going to look at. And already Alliance International has a Alliance mentoring program, which we are going to go through, but which can be accessed on one of our resources. But for today, we are mainly going to look at what is mentorship. Who is a mentor? Who is the mentee? This is exactly what we're going to look at. So on understanding mentorship, that is a relationship where a more experienced or knowledgeable person, who is the mentor, provides guidance, support to a less privileged, less experienced person, to help that person grow professionally, personally, and this can be an informal or a formal setting, but it is a two-way relationship. That's why now mentorship is a two-way relationship. We learn from each other, but our goal is set by both of us, or both people, the mentor and the mentee. And we are looking at the relationship characteristics. It's mainly to build on trust and other activities as coaching, advising, in a different ways you're looking at. It depends on what your target is, what your target is. And the key function is to develop a relationship, really. And we are focusing on the long-term growth or success of the mentee. It is you, the mentee, the person who needs to be mentored, that looks for a mentor. Now, at this level, I'm going to ask our GLT coordinator, Lana Gilvers, to explain to us, especially the corporate viewpoint, on how we can understand better the relationship, the mentorship relationship and the mentoring process. Alan Gilvers, over to you, please, if you could enlighten us more from your experience in the corporate world.
Oh, Ryan Charity for passing the ball. Yeah, in the corporate world, there are very many formats of mentorship, and it's now believed that the best way to get people to do their best, to be most effective and efficient in their positions, in their work, is through a system. Now some call it, a lot of it, there is the 70-20-10. You have that mentorship. Of course, there is the formal training, but there is the mentorship. You get somebody who is more experienced leading somebody else, but there's also the practical aspects through their work. Now, there's also something like the reverse mentorship. So, however experienced you are, you need to take time and learn from the people who are even less experienced than you. Learn how they are doing it, learn their ethic, culture. Whereas you will say you've done it for a long time, you have more experience, you've seen it over and over again. It's still very important for you to learn from the younger, the less experienced persons. So in the corporate world, yes, and these things are related, whether it's in the corporate world or in everyday life. The way you mentor your children, the way you mentor, you have mentors at schools, both from fellow students and teachers. You actually get somebody, ideally, somebody should be a role model, because a good mentor is whereby the mentee has this respect, and the respect that doesn't come from the position, the respect from the character, the respect from the knowledge, the experience, but all those other elements. Back to you, Lion Charity.
Thank you very much, our GLT coordinator, for that insight and for explaining to us what mentorship is and how it can be related to any other area, including our service association, Lions International. Now, some time back, somebody asked that who is a senior lion? And of course, to many, it was how many years you have served, how many areas you have been serving through, and all those stories. But one of our elders said it's not about how many years of experience you have, but how much knowledge you have. So we are looking at mentorship, especially in service, being an experienced and respected members of our association, of our club, who has knowledge to be able to pass it on, to be able to guide another member. And we are looking at the best mentor, that respected member of the club, or sponsor, because a mentorship in a Lions Club starts with the sponsorship. When I sponsor a lion, I'm the first mentor, because I'm taking this lion through a lot of what Lions is about, to influence him to come and join us, since joining a club is by invitation. So now it starts with orientation. And orientation is to strengthen the health of our club, especially to ensure the new member joins when he's well oriented, and when even he joins, it is the responsibility of the club to ensure that mentorship is done. So mentorship starts from when a member is being oriented. It can start with the sponsor, and then later on, when he joins the club, we have those orientation sessions, so that this member really gets to appreciate and to learn the basics of a Lions Club. Now that is where mentorship starts. Then it's from there that we start looking at which other areas do we wish to be mentored in. It could be on leadership, it could be on service, it could be even in the career, in our places of work. So how do you identify that I need a mentor? It starts with you. It starts with me, Charity. I'm looking at PCC Ndegwa, and I admire him. I will look at the way he does things, and I want him to mentor me in maybe leadership. Then I will have to look for ways of engaging him or getting my president to engage him. So it depends on whichever level. It could be at the beginning, it could be even right now. It's not late to get a mentor, but that mentor also should be somebody who is willing to help, because you're not going to say, come and be my mentor, and when somebody is not interested in mentorship. So it is that relationship, it is that understanding, it is what skills are you looking at, it is what information you would wish to get or receive or give. So it is that willingness to get into that relationship. So it is a two-way. It is the skills you would wish to get or to pass on to your mentor. So it is a relationship that we can create. It is something that we need to adapt in our clubs. And it starts with orienting our new members. We give them information so that they are successful in whichever area they are going to serve in. Now we are going to look at, briefly look at this mentoring wheel. When you look at it, a mentor and a mentee, you need to have a goal. And of course, that goal, you're looking at success. How you do it is through advice, through training, through support, giving a sense of direction, coaching, and motivating a member, because many times in all these relationships, we tend to burn out. We tend to burn out, we tend to get tired, we tend to think maybe I will understand my mentor or my mentee. Then at the end of the day, you find it's not working well. So this wheel is showing us the mentoring The mentoring process, what is required, where do you start, where do you go? So it is you to, first of all, understand each other. We shall be looking at the stages of the process of mentoring, but now you have to be having a goal. You have to be having a specific goal. What are you mentoring somebody on, or what you as a mentee, what would you wish to be mentored on? So you have to have that goal. If it is leadership development, then you say our goal would be ABCD, or this is what I would wish to get out of this relationship. Then you agree on the timelines, because you have to have the specifics. You have to have a SMART goal. And then you put the time and everything and how you're going to do it. You agree on how your relationship is going to do, because it's a give and take. It is a two-way. So you agree and say, our goal is this, and our the key success factors are these ones, and this is how we are going to do it. This is how we are going to be meeting. You agree on the process which you're going to take. Now you will find that these slides are very wordy. The reason why they are wordy is basically we are discussing here, and the members usually want us to share the slides. So when we share the slides, it should be able to be self-explanatory, because now I realize that in mentorship, the bullets are not working properly, because it is a relationship, and usually a relationship includes communication. So don't mind about the words being many. When we read later, we'll be able to follow. Now, we have a Lions mentoring program, and this one is part of our resources. It is on the Lions Learning Center. It is on the resources of Lions International. And this program is for every member with the goal to achieve a goal of serving their communities better. Remember, that is part of our mission. and it's done through a program of personal development. So each member is supposed to realize their full potential by bringing in their unique skills and knowledge, because remember, we come from diverse backgrounds, and it prepares for leadership in clubs, association, and even in our personal lives. So that's why it is very important to adapt or to at least go for this mentoring program, so that we are able to gain that knowledge, to learn how to be mentors, to learn how to bring in skills as a mentee. Because that is the basic that is the basic objective of the Lions mentoring program. You bring in your knowledge and experience, and you with your mentor or your mentees, you're able to polish them, to direct them in the right direction. Or maybe they don't even know what they are good at. Sometimes we don't know what we are good at. Personally, I will give you my own experience. There is an area where I thought I was not good at, and one of our members told me, Charity, you're good at this. Why don't you follow up this direction? He's a senior member of our association. And it's when I woke up, actually, I'm not even going to miss words. That was PCC Moritaza Dungawara, who encouraged me to go and do FDI. And it is something I hadn't really looked at. And when I went for it, it worked for me. I realized that actually it is something it is an area where I can serve better. So we did not have that relationship as in a formal one, but somehow I was able to identify my strength and advise me to go for the training, to which I'm very grateful, and which I'm grateful to Lions International and our District 411. So members, it's not the mentee to come and say, I want to be developed here, but even you can identify someone and you say, okay, I'll be your mentor. You come and we do this. We can develop here. We can do ABCD. So it may not necessarily to be a formal one, much as the ideal is having a formal relationship, maybe starting from the club, as we shall be seeing later. But you can also identify someone and you say, Lion Jivas, I know you've been in this area for quite some time. I would wish to also get more knowledge. I would wish to be guided in ABCD, and that person guides you. So it's not limited. We have what it takes. We are from diverse backgrounds. So if we got a good mentor, believe me, you would be better people. Because it's already taking place, yes, in our clubs, much as at least in my club, I don't have it to be formal, but every time a member comes in, right from the sponsor who has done the basic orientation, we do the orientation, but we are not assigning a member to a fellow member like it is supposed to be, but we are still doing it informally. And I believe it is working, and we are forming friendships. We are forming relationships that are going to last a lifetime. But at least with our leaders, the outgoing, assuming your president, the outgoing president usually mentors you in the area of leadership, and where to stop and where to start. So that mentorship is taking place, but we are looking at where we should be having a formal one. There is a structured program on the Lions portal, which we can do what? Which we can follow. Now, on this mentoring program, the purpose is to ensure that every member worldwide at least achieve the goal of better serving his or her community. And the goal of mentoring should be to prepare and provide quality Lions for participation at the club level and beyond. There are processes and ideas when we get into this mentoring process. The mentoring program, and it is in different levels. Actually, it is in 2 levels, one being level 1, That is when the member is joining in, is taken through the understanding of who Lions are, the vision, the service, traditions, the structures, and all the responsibilities of being a Lions member. And it should be the goal of every club that all Lions complete this level 1 in their first 3 months. This is the orientation, at least before they are inducted, they should have gone through this level 1. Then the level 2 of the Lions mentoring program is on relationships. That is for developing relationships and organizational skills in preparation for the leadership at the club level. Now, this one at least should be completed in the first 6 months to a year. And then from there, we are going into advanced mentoring. Now, this is where we are looking at leadership, we are looking at accountability, we are looking at community projects and programs. Now, here we are looking at a mentor to provide useful and needed information as far as effective service is concerned. And then we are looking at results, especially when you become a leader. Now, that is the background of our mentoring program. That is the background of what mentorship and mentoring are about. And I think it is something that we all, like our GOT coordinator already told us about leadership, and the best way to get people to be effective is through mentorship, the 70-20-10 rule. So before we go further, we need to look at who the mentor is and the mentee. The mentor is that experienced Lion. The mentee is me who wishes to enter a partnership with that experienced Lion for training, guidance, to tap in his expertise and be under his guidance and instruction, to advance in my skills, confidence, and taking action of everything we've learned. Now, those are the different, with the protege, the mentee or the mentor, get into a relationship. But the goal is to develop me into a quality and an effective Lion. So those who are mentors or those who would wish to get into the relationship with our experienced members of our association, we need to be able to know what we want to achieve. Mentors offer encouragement, they offer support, information, guidance, assistance, with the aim of us reaching our goals. But it is the two of us, me, the mentee and the mentor, to develop ideas of how we are going to achieve that goal. So each one of us, we have our responsibilities. There is something which we are bringing on the table, and we need to agree. We need to be flexible. We need to be open-minded. We need to focus. We must have that open communication if we are able to achieve our goal. We must be having the ability to give feedback, honest feedback, and also be able to sometimes get the hard feedback, the positive criticisms. Of course, sometimes it's not as easy as we think, but we should be having those expectations and we should put them down as members of, as mentors and mentees. If we don't agree on the goals and how we are going to achieve those goals, and then be open with each other, we may not be able to achieve our objective. So at the beginning, both the mentor and the mentees have to agree on the expectations, maybe document or write down or whichever way you're doing it, but there should be that agreement, there should be that focus, there should be that open-mindedness, the flexibility, so that you're able to do what? To receive as a mentee or to give as a mentor what is required of you. What do we expect? What do we expect from mentors? Leadership and guidance, active listening, constructive feedback, knowledge transfer, empowerment. Now, this is what a mentor, you're supposed to be an effective listener. You're supposed to be able to have empathy. You should be able to give guidance, especially on leadership, because remember, I'm coming to you for that expertise. So you should be able to give me that information with a lot of confidence. It would not be fair for me to come to you for guidance in an area which you yourself you're not very good at. So maybe research is important. If you don't know exactly what you need to give to your mentee, at least you research and find out how best to do it, or refer, because we may not necessarily need to know, we may not know everything, but we should be able to at least know where we can get that information. You should be able to give constructive feedback. You should be able to give that knowledge transfer. You don't need to keep it, because you also gained it from somebody else. That when you pass it on, many times you also learn more. And then you should be able to empower that person whom you're mentoring, so that he does not need to come to you all the time. Because remember, it is for self-reliance. When you finish mentoring this, when the relationship has ended, depending on the time you've given it, this person is supposed to be able to move on their own. Now, what are expectations from the mentees is active engagement. You as a mentee, if you come to Charity for mentorship, at least you should be taking the initiative to make sure that you follow up with the meetings. You're not the ones who is absent when we agree on our agenda. When you're seeking advice, at least you make sure you take it and you get to understand. You should be taking the initiative. You should be open to learning. If you know you don't know something, or you've come for help or guidance in an area B, then you should be open. There shouldn't be a lot of argument, but make sure you ask questions to be able to learn more, to be able to develop yourself personally and professionally. You should be able to have open communication. Ask and ask. Make sure you get feedback, because mentorship is a two-way relationship. So there shouldn't be, of course, conflict will come, especially sometimes we are lazy, sometimes we are not committed, sometimes we don't stick to our programs and agendas, and conflicts will come, or one, because of an ego, ABCD, will think that this is somebody I'm always with. But if somebody is your mentor, please ensure you benefit from that relationship. The same applies to when you're a mentee. Now, on the structured or the official program, when a member joins, the ideal should be a mentor is appointed for that member. Another approach is me coming and saying, yes, I'm here, I need a mentor. All the sponsor says, yes, I brought this member, but remember, I'm not good in ABCD, so I would suggest we commit this member to a mentor. Now, the appointment of a mentor is done by the club president in consultation with the mentee, and the sponsor if it is a new member. The club may appoint as many mentors as needed. Like I told you in my club, we don't have it, and I don't know any club which is doing it, but it is something now we need to adapt. And it is the reason why we are having this presentation, and I think it is the reason why the district leadership appoints somebody to coordinate the mentorship. And it's the reason why we do these trainings. It is part of empowerment and mentorship. But now here we are looking at a relationship. So a club can have as many mentors as are needed and maybe assign them roles in which areas, because at least we know some of our experienced lions and leaders, what they are good at, and we refer them to them. Now, a mentor can be somebody from a different club, but it is preferable that both the mentor and the mentee come from the same Lions Club, because you're able to at least monitor progress and build assurance. But personally, I have some mentors from different clubs, even from different districts. So it's preferable, but a mentor can come from any other club. But now here, the president, it would be difficult for the president to appoint a mentor for a new member from a different club, as that is outside his or her jurisdiction. Now, for those who have or who would have gone for the mentoring program, mentors who have done the advanced, I told you we have the basic and the advanced mentoring programs. So a mentor who is on advanced mentoring program can serve as a mentor to a lion who is on the basic mentoring program. This is a program like we have the Leo's program, like we have the Guiding Lions program. It is on the portal. It is amongst our resources. I encourage you to go and do it, like we do any other courses, and all the steps of mentorship for both the mentor and mentee are there. Now, a sponsor can be a mentor. So while a sponsor brings a member, the responsibility of a sponsor is to look for somebody who is morally, socially, financially, and ABCD, who is suitable to become a lion, and whom the sponsor believes that this lion would be active and will support the objectives of the club. But now the mentor will help the member grow into a more capable and dedicated lion. Now that is the difference between the sponsor. The sponsor, I bring a member, and I'm very sure this member is going to be active and can serve up to our objectives. But now when we reach as a club, as club leadership, we are able to identify and put a mentor to this member, because we want this member to grow into an effective and responsible lion, to grow in leadership and stay for life, and have the capacity to serve the community effectively. So that's the difference. Yes, a sponsor can be a mentor, but a sponsor is not going to fulfill the role of a mentor fully, but can as well be a mentor. Now, we looked at mentorship to be a relationship and mentoring to be the process. Now, there are stages or recommended stages or processes of a mentoring relationship. But they are not limited, and yes, they've been researched, but not necessarily that all the mentoring process will go through all these stages. Now, we start with contemplation. Contemplation is if you're like, should I not? Do I need a mentor in this area? Do I not need a mentor? Who should I go to? How should I approach it? And now that is the contemplation. You're like, and then you get into initiation. This is where now you've met your mentor and you're agreeing, you're brainstorming, you're looking at your goals and everything. Then growth and maintenance is the relationship has grown, you've started breaking the ice, you've started looking at your goal and you're moving towards achieving the goal. Now, decline and dissolution, now this is where either the relationship has failed, you have not been able to achieve your goal, or maybe your expectations have not been met, or you've actually reached your destination, you've achieved your goal, and you're good to go. So if you've agreed that this relationship is going to take 1 year or 6 months, and by the end of 6 months, all your goals and objectives have been met and achieved, then you're good to go. Now, if there is decline, then you go back to redefine. Maybe you set new what? You set new targets, you set new goals. Now, there are different activities which are done now, like in contemplation, you're doing self-assessment, you're setting direction, you're reflecting on progress, what will happen if this one does this, you're looking at how will you be able to solve problems. Here you're doing a lot of perspectives here and there. Now, initiation, this is when you're building rapport, you're setting goals, you're looking at how you'll be able to manage your expectations, you create shared understanding, then you're gathering information. Now that is on the initiation. Now on growth and maintenance, now trust has already been established, you're on open communication, you're collaborating well, and you're engaging with each other. There is no, the friction and the fear in between you two is, now you're getting to where you're sharing experiences and you're good to go. Now on the decline and dissolution, now this is where you're either winding down or you have failed to continue, or the dynamics are changing, and here now you're reviewing or you're closing the relationship. Now, when you're about to define, I mean redefinition is when maybe you finished target A, now you're going to go to goal B, because you may continue, you may be on leadership and then tomorrow you're on something else. Now you may go back to another setting or another setup. Now these stages depend on the type of structure that is being adapted, and there is no standard process per se, but it is something that you need to look out to when you're starting. Now, all these things being done and said, we also need to slightly look at the qualities of a good mentor. We had already gone through some of these. You should be having some genuine interest. If you're not genuine with what you're going to do, then you may not be able to achieve the set objectives. So at least it should be you, the mentor, to be passionate about the mentee's success. You should be having knowledge and experience. You should be an active listener. You should be empathetic. Your communication skills should at least be good. You need to be clear and clarify and answer some questions. And you should be able to be a star in the subject matter. You should be trustworthy and honest. Integrity is very important, and you should be somebody who is reliable. You should give your support in every area, and especially when you have to encourage the mentee in identifying the mentee's abilities. And obviously, you must be a role model. A good example, if you're talking about a topic Y, or if you're talking about good practices, you should also be a model in that area, professional or leadership. You should be a committed person and punctual. If you agree 10 o'clock, if you agree on a Saturday, then you should be able to be there. So you keep your word and make sure the mentee learns from you. Now we're also going to look briefly at the key principles of effective mentorship. Defined goals and structure, which you establish at the beginning, and you work towards achieving those goals. You prioritize effective matching. Now this one can go to like the person who is appointing the mentors. When you're pairing a mentor and the mentee, it should be based on skills, experience, personality. You know, there must be that strong match. Otherwise, when there is frustration, it can lead to disengagement. In mentorship, you must foster strong communication. Now, communication is very, very important, as it is the foundation of a good mentoring relationship. Mutual respect. So, as club leaders, you need to provide non-judgmental space where participants can have honest conversations. You know, sometimes we don't know how to give feedback. We don't know how to tell somebody that this one will not work because we don't want to hurt their feelings. But if we have good communication skills, we are able to say no in a positive way. Then effective mentorship, you need to provide continuous support, even when it is not asked for. You've committed, so commit to continue supporting this mentee. Sometimes you may have to put in some resources, that is time, materials, and all that is required. It depends on which line of mentorship you're going to take. If it is coaching, if it is training, then you may have to put in much more, and you should be willing to do it. Then, of course, you must be able to measure and evaluate success. You need to track performance. You need to collect feedback. You must identify areas of improvement to all stakeholders, that is to you, the mentee, and the leadership of the club. Now, all done and said, we need to look at the benefits of effective mentorship. The reason why I brought in our GLT coordinator at the beginning to tell us more about mentorship. Now, this is something that, when adapted very well, the mentoring program and the mentorship relationship can effectively improve performance. And in our service, we've seen that members who have been mentored, or members who have been trained, or members who have been empowered or guided in different directions and they've been positive to be guided in that direction, have become better leaders, have served passionately because they understand what they are doing. So one of the benefits of effective mentorship is increased confidence and empowerment. Every time you're given feedback, every time you're told what to do, I mean, you get that self-confidence and you're able to have personal development, because an empowered volunteer is a better volunteer. And we've seen through this empowerment that we've been able to serve our communities better. We've been able to give back to our clubs. We've been able to become better leaders. So that is one of the benefits of mentorship, that confidence. You're able to empower others. Mentorship has improved on member retention, or it improves on member retention. Because mentorship, you feel valued, you feel supported, and you're engaged more, then there is a high likelihood that you stay with the club. And then health skills development. Once you get guidance from a mentor who has been good at what he's mentoring you on, so you're able to develop different skills, both hard and soft. Stronger teamwork and social connections. When you find a club with strong teamwork and social connections, you're able to perform better, because that is the aim of membership. The more we are, the better we serve. And when we are aware and we have been trained, we have been coached, we have been given direction, we've been motivated, then we are able to serve better. The structured way of welcoming members. Now, I know every club, we have our own culture of how our new members are welcomed and how they are oriented. So these new volunteers, believe me, when they are well mentored, when they are well oriented, they will be able to become leaders faster. They will be able to serve because they feel they belong. And obviously, effective mentorship is a pipeline for future leaders. Most leaders, especially in our association, who have gone through ranks into being promising leaders, is because they have been what? They've been mentored, they've been trained, and they've listened. That's what is more important. They've been able to listen. Now, as we go forward, by the person I've also been mentored, I think, in very many ways. And somebody also was telling me I'm their mentor, and I'm like, wow. So now it is something I'm also going to take on seriously, because some of what we do, we don't know that we're actually making people better people. Now, these are tips for the mentor. You need to listen. You need to set your ego aside. Set insecurities aside, because sometimes you're like, oh, really, somebody's coming to me. Really, am I good enough? And recognize success and successes. Set expectations, support, challenge, and guide your mentees. Be a positive role model. Be genuinely interested in your mentee as an individual. Share your experiences and insights. Ask questions. Provide helpful feedback, and acknowledge achievements. Now, members, when we were starting, our GLT coordinator talked about the corporate. But even in our societies, we have mentors. in different areas. For those the religious ones, you go to churches and mosques and ABCD. In our cultural setups, we have the singers, the aunties and the uncles. Now, all those are our mentors. In our societies, we have mentors where they say, if you want to learn ABCD, you have to go and look for an elder. He's good in this, he's good in the other one. If you want to find about the history of your clan, you go and look for that old woman or man who has that information, who has something to do with your clan totems and ABCD. So mentorship is not only here in our association, but actually it starts from home. Our first mentors were our parents, then other elder siblings. Then we went to school, our teachers were our mentors. Even right now, we still go to school and learn. So it is a matter of being available to be mentored, especially in an area where you think you need guidance, you need help from those with experience and expertise. And the winning tip is to listen, be able to learn, and learn and relearn. I think that is the take home. We need to be available because it has worked for all of us. If we had time and each member, which we are going to open up later, if each member was going to tell us how they were helped in this area or another, it would be a learning experience. But at least most of us, we have the experience of having been mentored. But right now we are looking at a situation where we are taking it a notch further, as Alliance International has helped us to log into the Alliance portal and do the mentoring program. It is a whole program. It will take you through how best to be a mentor and how best to be a mentee and how to develop that relationship. Remember, as you're mentoring and as you're being mentored, people learn differently. There are those who are here and forget, those who see and remember, and I think that's where now mentorship comes in, because when I'm with you and you're telling me and you're taking me and you're coaching me, I'm able to remember. And then there are those who do and understand. So as we are doing our relationship of mentoring and being in that relationship, you need to first learn how we all learn differently. You may find the person you're mentoring maybe needs more coaching. The person you're mentoring maybe needs more hands-on. And since service is about hands-on, we need to look at different mentees, different mentors, different perspectives. Now, to take home, these are some of the, again, some of the mentors that you need to can be a good mentor. People, diversity, from different backgrounds, be knowledgeable, be judgmental, give consideration. That's where fear, ability to network, resources, carry ability in developing others. Because remember, you're not only giving knowledge, but you also learn from each other. It is a two-way. Now, after This one I brought it because when you do the other program, whether basic or advanced, because you track your progress through meetings, but seeing it
ekisikiriza eki kituuke ku bantu era ebibiina ne bikuŋŋaananga nga biva mu bibuga ebiriraanye
we need
Yerusaalemi nga baleeta abalwadde ababonyaabonyezi badayimooni ne bawunyizibwa.
Excuse me, Lion Charity.
Yes, please.
I'm requesting that you nominate a co-host, keep managing us, because we are getting other communications from your background.
We already have a co-host.
Akola emirimu gino ennene weeyongera okutya weeyongera okutegeera nti Katonda w'amaanyi wa
Now, when
buyinza.
you do the program, you submit reports and then you get certification and a pin. Now, that is if you do the program, the advanced mentoring, the basic mentoring program, and advanced mentoring program. So I encourage all of us to do that.
Excuse me, Lion Charity. There is this Lion Makanga who is interfering. Lion Makanga, please give us time.
Dorothy Makanga.
Eby'omwoyo omutukuvu neeyongeranga neegyongera engalo kanisa eyo. Kakati lwaffe gye tumaze
And Makanga. Okay. Members, now we are looking at the resources. Where do we get this information? We can get all the information from the Lions portal, the Lions Club website under resources, and there is this mentoring guide, which is MTR 11. That is the basic, and then the advanced is 12. I think we have come to the end of our presentation. So we are going to go into question and answer. I thank you very much for logging in, and we apologize for whatever may not have gone right, but it is continuous improvement, and we pray that going forward, we are going to get mentors, we are going to be mentees, and mentors to and we continue to improve.
Thank you very much, Lion Charity, for this presentation. And as the GLT team, we would like to urge everyone, particularly the club presidents, but also the zone chairpersons, region chairpersons, to do the follow-ups. We would like to urge you to start or continue or improve this program. It's a very important program, not very widely spread, but the reason why we make this presentation is that we encourage you, we stimulate you to think about it, but don't wait, just start. And we would like to hear from you, from all the clubs. We'll do follow-ups. Please report to us, tell us what you are doing. If you'd like us to visit you, to give you more guidance on this, we are available as a GLT team. So please, you start. Don't wait for next week. You start immediately. Or if you're already doing it, please use this chance to put more effort and take it to the next level. So we are going to hear from you, not necessarily in form of questions, but tell us your experiences in the next few minutes. Over to you, dear participants. I'm trying to see if there are hands.
Yeah, there's some comments from the portal, I mean from the chat room.
Yeah, you can begin with that.
One is from Ronald of Kampala East. Could there be 2 sets of slides? Yes, there are 2 sets of slides, but I must apologize. This is where now we need mentorship. Today I decided to share from my computer, which is not very compatible. And unfortunately, I found I had shared the one I shared the one we are supposed to share, a summarized version, and getting back to it was going to be difficult. That now wouldn't have gotten there. That one is been noted. Yes, Ronald, there are 2 sets of the summarized and the trainers. Today I used the trainers, which was a bit disturbing to both of us, but we apologize for that. Lions Club of Kampala Host is implementing the mentoring program. Thank you very much. Launched in August by the zone chair. President undertaking advanced mentorship with the treasurer. Wow, thank you very much. Lion Innocent, that's my president, for leading from the front. One is saying quite often we assume we know everything and mess up everything. That's very true. That's where we need guidance and mentorship and teamwork with the rest of the members. Why are the stages of mentorship arranged following downwards? Now here I don't get you, Liana CCO, but you start from that. Okay, you wanted us to start from the bottom. No, we are starting from the top, going down with the stage 1, but it could still start from 1 to up. It doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. But what is important is knowing those stages. Diana Lungat is, please clarify on the difference from a mentor, a coach, a role model. Sometimes they are used interchangeably. Now, I'm going to ask Professor Massey if you're still in the house. Professor Massey, I'm going to request you to answer that. Professor Massey is
What am I answering?
would wish you to help clarify on the difference between a mentor, a coach, and a role model. Sometimes they are used interchangeably.
I'm not hearing you now. If role model and what?
A coach, a mentor, a coach, and a role model.
Okay. You want me to do it now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you briefly, and thank you first of all for the presentation. Briefly, a role model is almost self-explanatory. A person is in a certain role, and then she or he is appearing as a model to those who are seeing or watching or living with the person. For example, if in a club we have a secretary who is performing his or her job effectively, that secretary may inspire as a role model because he or she is doing that role well, and so may inspire other members to actually aspire to be in leadership and eventually in the same position. I'm being brief. The second one was the coach. Certainly, there is a difference between a role model and a coach, because a coach is like, I will compare it with people who train teams, sports teams, for example, football. Yes, there is modeling there, but one is giving instructions and saying, this is how we do it. So certainly you have to do it like they do it. If they say that if you are in the goal, you must plan these techniques, that's how the ball, you can stop the ball from passing through, then through the net. Then certainly, much as you may be creative, but you don't have much space to be creative. Although I also say that the coaching goes on so that one at the end of it all can become independent and start doing things independently, not necessarily depending on the coach. Although still, if it is within an organization, like I've said, the football team, still you have to abide by those rules. Then the third is the mentor. You have explained it very well, because a mentor means you have also attributes of coaching. You may have attributes of being able to guide or role, perform something for a person who is admiring you. But like you said, mentoring is not static, it's actually more dynamic as an activity, because you mentor until that which you are mentoring, the attribute you are mentoring, or the person you are mentoring reaches a certain level, and maybe the mentoring then goes to the next level, or the mentee moves on to another person who has what he or she wanted to be mentored in. I see that you are displaying the wheel. In other words, the mentor, the wheel is joined. It's a continuous process. You keep running, and the mentor-mentee relationship is not a fixed one, like I'm saying. At one point, you find that actually through the discussion, through the process, through mentoring, you are trying to, you are also running from the mentee, and the mentee is also picking some knowledge, some experience from you. The only thing that I emphasize on mentorship or mentoring is the bit of the experience, because you cannot give what you don't have. It's the same thing as role modeling. Certainly you role model through, or you pick the experience to be a role model. Even the coach, the same thing. So experience counts in the three of these aspects. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Professor Mercy. I'm very proud to see my tutor, PCC Samuel Ekpuk, my tutor, PCC Papesembi, my tutor, Lion J. Pintangare, my tutor, Lion Robert Munanura. Oh, wow. Thank you for signing in. We are so glad, and you're going to hope. And the reason why we are going into asking other members to answer some of these questions, those are our mentors. Those are the people who are going to help us, the experienced members of our district, and who else to be mentors than them. So let me hand you back to our moderator, our GRT coordinator, to continue, as I don't see any more questions on the chat.
Thank you very much. We had a hand from Ryan Rajinda Papesembi. Ryan Sembi.
Yes.
Thank you very much. First of all, I must congratulate Charity on a very excellent presentation. Normally, we take mentorship as just taken for granted. And I'm very happy she pointed out that there's a course at Lions Clubs International for mentorship. As the district governor mentioned, there's a lot of us on this particular call: Sam Apuk, Samson Degwa, JB. We have all been mentors. But the question is that if the idea here right now is for you to become mentors of others who are coming in now. So it's very important that we treat mentorship very positively. We treat it as something that we need to learn about. All of us know something about something, but really, do we know everything about everything? So a mentor can also learn from the mentee and vice versa. So I think this topic was very important. I think if more clubs could take it on board, we could reduce the thing we call the back door. When people are leaving our organization, they leave our organization because they feel that they are uninvolved in the club. They feel that they are not part of the club. But when a mentor takes charge from the sponsor, or the sponsor himself can be the mentor, it makes a critical difference to that lion. You know, the first statistics at Lions Clubs International have shown that if a member stays a member for the first 2 years, then he will continue to be a lion for the next 20, 30 years. So that's why mentorship is so critical to us, that we must first of all make sure.
Hello.
We've lost you.
Yeah, I think we've lost Lion Pape. When he gets back, he can continue. Lion Charity, there is a question. How and where to find the Lions Club online courses?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for asking. The Lions courses on the Lions Learning Center. When you sign into the portal, now that's another challenge which we have. Most of our members have not signed into the portal. But when you sign into the portal, on the dashboard, you see where there is Learn. You click on Learn, and the Learn will bring you all the courses that you would wish to attempt and do. Then for the mentorship program, you just go to the website and search for the resources. You will also find it there. You download it and you follow through, and you'll be able to learn and follow the steps. It's a whole program. I'm going to share it here, the copy which is downloaded already, so that we can follow through with it. Otherwise, you have to first sign into the portal to be able to access most of these resources. So I think this was asked by Mark Marvin. Those online courses are on the center. I mean, on the Lions Learning Center. There was also Lions Yako Kabagan. I can see there is both informal and formal mentorship, and we have mainly depended on informal mentorship. Which one is more applicable to our district, to our situations in 411B? What is required to go formal or full total? Lions Yako, yes, we've been having the informal, but the formal is to go through the president who appoints a mentor, or to offer yourself as a mentor or a mentee. And we can do it as a team to look for who can be a better mentor, in which area, if it is leadership, in whichever area you would wish to be mentored. And then we continue doing both the informal and the formal. The formal one is to do the course or to do the program. And then the formal one's already in your club. They've already doing the formal one. It was launched in August. Unfortunately, I was not available that time. but we can continue from club to club.
Thank you very much, Lion Charity.
Question Lion Siriako.
Okay. From us, the GLT team, we would like to encourage every one of us, every club, to take both the formal and the informal. They are both necessary, and they should both help us to be better Lions and to be better persons. Now we will we'll formally conclude this. Let me do a few recognitions. Some of the people I have been able to spot. Of course, we have our DG, Lion Tush. We had already recognized PCC, Dr. Samson Indegwa, Lion Joyce Indegwa. We've heard from PCC, Lion Pape Sembi. We had Lion PCC Ann Chubi. We have Lion PDG Robert Munanura. We have PDG Toto Amongin. We have PDG Benon Katate. We have PDG JB Ntangare, who is also our Vice Council Chairperson. We have our second Vice District Governor, Lion Professor Lawrence Mugisha. And I would like to give you a minute to... I don't want to ask you to give a vote of thanks, but I want you to give concluding remarks. Yes, we have Ryan Inderjet from 411A, who is Vice District Governor. Thank you very much, Ryan JB, for bringing that to my attention, and many other Lions. So, Lion Professor Lawrence Mugisha, kindly give the concluding remarks before we set off our Chimeza.
Thank you so much, our GLT coordinator. Good morning, fellow Lions, Leos, and guests, and especially our guests from other districts. You are most welcome to our daily Saturday morning training sessions. Thank you, GLT, for every time coming up with appropriate topics, attracting attention, but going along the way to help improve our leadership in the district and beyond the district, and more so in order to be able to do services very well, impactful services. To our presenter this morning, Lion Charity, thank you so much. That was well put. Actually, the topic of mentoring, I've been looking at the website. It is something we have not paid a lot of attention, and I'm glad this morning we are able to go through the mentoring session, both informal and formal, but let us improve our clubs, club presidents, take it on formally, because there is a guided process on the website. And this can be done. It is not very complicated. And for the all members who have attended this morning, we don't take it for granted. Thank you so much for being available to learn and continuing learning. To our DG, who is already traveling for visitation of the clubs, thank you so much. Keep updating us on what is happening. And for members, this is to remind you that the African Forum is the days are coming very close. November is no longer very far. So let us once again register. Let us, all of us, head to All African Forum in Kigali. We can walk, we can use the border, we can use a car, we can fly. So there are no limitations to being in Kigali. And most importantly, we have all our leaders from international being around, from our district, from constitutional area. It is an opportunity for us to once again interact with our leaders at various levels and continue to learn. So with those few remarks, once again, I thank you, all of us, and all of you for joining this meeting, GLT, for coordinating and coming up with various topics, Charity for the good presentation this morning, and all members for the interactive sessions. I thank you so much, and I wish you a nice weekend. Over to you, GLT.
Thank you very much, Second Vice District.
Thank you, members.
Again, thank you, Lion Charity, and thank you, everyone. Now we have a Chimeza. You can open up and tell us whatever you want to tell us.
Thank you, fellow Lions. Onek Kwesiga is my name, from Rukunjiri. I would want to appreciate the arrangement of having Zoom meetings regularly. And I want to make a comment that I have noticed with concern that every time we are having these meetings, we also get interruptions from some members who log in and do not mute and they engage in other activities. And you find members, calling members, let us mute. It becomes also part of the presentation. And as we learned from the COVID lessons on Zoom, we realized that when you create a co-host, you make a co-host one of the members, he helps the presenter keep muting those who accidentally or intentionally unmute and give us other presentations in the background. It is my observation, my humble request and strong appeal. I thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Actually, we had put in a feature of muting everybody joining, but we were allowing them to unmute themselves. So next time we'll mute them as they come in, and also not allow them to unmute themselves. We only unmute them when it is the time for them to ask questions. So that observation is very right. We'll continue to improve, including the co-host. Sometimes the features of Zoom, depending on the package you are paying for, the features are different. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GLT coordinator and fellow Lions. My name is Lion Edgar Kasigwa. Thank you for bringing out this information this morning about the Africa Forum. Now, registration up to the 15th of October for Lions is $350. Now, 15th October is not very far. So I want to call upon Lions who have not yet registered to take advantage of this. After the 15th of October, it will go to $400. So save some $50. Now for Leos and Leo Lions, up to the 15th of October, it is $200. After that, it will go to $250. So I want to request fellow Lions and Leos and Leo Lions to register. We have also created a WhatsApp forum for the members who have registered and those who are intending to register for coordination purposes. And like Lion Professor has put it clearly, is that Kigali is very close. And I remember all the Africa forums that we've had have been very far. Last year, we complained of visas to Morocco. The other year, a few members went to Accra. And I think 2023 was in Tunisia. It also had challenges of visas. So Kigali is very close. So my appeal also to fellow Lions is that let's register and go and be part of this Africa Forum. Thank you very much, and I wish you a good weekend.
Thank you very much, fellow Lions. Today we were very privileged. We had Lion Ekpok from Nigeria. That was such a pleasure to have him. Any more comments?
My comment is for especially the presidents to continue mobilizing their members to attend these morning trainings, because I think they are the first people who are close to their clubs. It is something that we need to rally them to mobilize, because it is part of empowerment.
Absolutely.
Have you made a roll call to see if all of them are there?
The who?
The
The
president. Of
president.
course, they are
That's
not.
also a challenge. Sometimes most of them actually don't even sign in. So maybe the region chairpersons need to rally them to sign in, to log in, and also to be able to rally and mobilize their members. Otherwise, we are preaching to them.
Lion Master said you can't give what you don't have. So you can't mobilize to go where you have not gone or where you don't go.
Was that long ago? Lion Tony?
Yes, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I would like to thank you, Charity, Lion Charity, for this nice presentation, and be assured that I have shared the link to some clubs, including my own in Arua. After sharing, I saw other members joining, and I think we cannot get tired of sharing information and reminding our fellow Lions. And I did that for Lions Club of Lira, which I visited twice during this Lionistic year. And I'm happy to see that Lions Club of Bunia in District 409 also joined. Lion Kasreka was there. And then someone also very far, up to Isiro, about 500 kilometers from where I am in Mahagi. He also joined the Lion Jean-Claude. So we are making impact, and if ourselves, we do share the link with others, I'm sure that we will spread the gospel very well. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, JLT.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good morning, fellow Lions. I would like to thank Charity for the presentation, and also happy to see that a number of our senior leaders from other districts have joined this training. I want also to thank Professor Massey for explanation of the three areas of mentorship, role model, and being a mentor. That was spot on. Thank you so much. Perhaps also to know that I have attended this training, and I'm happy to see some EPUC being online, and also other senior leaders who actually were part of my training to be a better Lion and be a better leader. I thank you so much.
Lion Samuel, can you say something?
Which?
Anything.
Somewhere.
Okay. We'll conclude it here, and people will leave at leisure. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
God bless
for
you
activities.
too.
Those with activities, please go.
We are going.
You too.
We are ready to start.
Good day. Good day too.
Exercise now.
Okay, members, let's go and give what we have, our hands to serve. Have a nice weekend.
Nice weekend too to every lion.
Thank you, Land Commander.
Thank you, Charity, for the consistency.
You're welcome, President Narcisio.
Where are you going for today's activities?
We have an activity in St. Universal Secondary School in Chisasi at 10 a.m. So from here, that's where we're heading to. We have a mental health activity. And then don't forget to mobilize people for our charter for the Legacy Lions Club.
Yeah, on the 19th, I remember.
Yes.
We had this president with us on Tuesday. We had the board meeting, so he came, and he had also sent me a message earlier, which I shared with the club. I hope, but we shall continue mobilizing.
Sure.
Today there is, I think, a family fellowship of those of Bambara in Sasa.
At Benun's.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm aware of that one also.
That can occupy my evening.
Yeah, sure.
And come for our meeting on Tuesday. We have a business meeting on Tuesday at Africana.
I think I would try and be there.
Come join us, fellowship with us.
I would join.
Thank you.
I think this is our time.